Hey there, welcome back. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Let's wander into a story that's quietly waiting for us, right now, beneath the soil of a remote Utah valley. There's a living creature out there so vast and patient that it has been standing longer than any human memory, and tonight we'll meet it together. So go ahead, settle in. Let your head rest heavy on the pillow, feel your body sink into the mattress, and release the day from your shoulders. Take one slow breath in, and as you breathe out, let your mind drift toward the mountains. Tonight we're exploring the Pando Colony, a gentle giant hidden in a trembling aspen forest. I'll share its wonders one quiet fact at a time, and it's perfectly okay if you drift away before we finish. That's exactly what these stories are for. If nights like this bring you peace, I'd love for you to subscribe, so I can be here whenever you need me. Now let's begin. Pando is not a forest of many trees, but a single colossal living being. Each slender white trunk you might picture is genetically identical, like a mirror image reaching up from the same source. Deep below the leaf litter, a sprawling network of roots connects every stem, sharing life as quietly as a whispered secret. Imagine standing among them, your feet resting on an invisible map of unity, a whole community breathing as one. It's a reminder that what appears separate is often deeply, tenderly linked. This gentle creature is one of the oldest living organisms on the planet. Some estimates suggest it has thrived for 80,000 years, watching ice ages come and go, the sun rising and setting millions of times over its leaves. It has drifted through countless seasons, its golden autumn foliage like a memory of warmth that returns without fail. While empires rose and crumbled, Pando just kept reaching down, anchored in patience, a silent witness to the turning of the world. Pando is a masterpiece of biological cooperation, weighing an estimated 6,000 metric tons. That makes it one of the heaviest living things in existence, a peaceful mountain of green and gold. Picture a scale that could cradle an entire hillside, and the needle would tremble under this quiet mass. It holds that weight not as a burden, but as a shared responsibility, every root and leaf working together in soft harmony. There's something profoundly restful in knowing such immensity can be so serene. Beneath the surface, Pando's root network, called a clonal colony, functions like a gentle circulatory system. Nutrients and water travel through this underground web, reaching every stem no matter how small or distant. It's a quiet communion of care, where the strength of the whole flows into each slender sapling struggling for light. In dry times, the connected elders send what they can, never making a sound. This hidden generosity teaches us that true support often moves in silence, unseen. Pando spans roughly 106 acres, a shimmering sea of heart-shaped leaves that dance in the mountain breeze. The canopy ripples like a living quilt, soft greens turning to brilliant yellows that catch the low sun. Within this vast expanse, deer find shelter, birds weave their nests, and the forest floor cradles small, secret footsteps. It's a sanctuary not of walls, but of gentle presence, a breathing landscape that holds life lightly. As you imagine those leaves quivering in the dusk, let that image rock you toward a deeper rest. As you gaze upon this vast grove, you might see 1,000 separate trees, their pale trunks rising like pillars in a natural cathedral. Each slender stem, known as a ramet, can grow remarkably tall, aspiring toward the sunlight with its own distinct form and branch. But this is a beautiful illusion because every one of those trunks emerges from a single sprawling root system that has lived for millennia. They are not a collection of individuals, but rather one immense soul resting peacefully in the earth, expressing itself through countless faces. This hidden truth turns a simple walk among the trees into a meditation on unity and the soft deception of appearances. The ground beneath your feet holds the quiet heart of this being, connecting every trembling leaf to the same ancient pulse. The transition into autumn is a time of quiet transformation in this grove. The aspen leaves slowly shift from green to a warm, radiant gold, as if each leaf is absorbing the last rays of a fading sun. This golden hue spills across the entire colony, turning the landscape into a glowing tapestry that seems to hum with its own light. Walking beneath this canopy, you are enveloped in a hushed, amber atmosphere, where every breath feels slow and deliberate. The light filtering through the leaves casts a soft, buttery glow on the path, inviting a deep sense of peace that settles into your bones. It is a momentary, seasonal miracle that paints the world in shades of calm, reminding you to pause and simply breathe. The very name of this tree, Populus tremuloides, sings of its most delicate feature. Even the slightest whisper of wind sets its leaves into a gentle, trembling dance, a constant soft fluttering that fills the valley with sound. This is not a chaotic rustle, but a rhythmic, soothing pulse like the steady breath of the land itself. As the breeze moves through the grove, the leaves create a whispering melody, a natural lullaby that echoes off the surrounding hills. Standing among them, you can feel this acoustic embrace, a calming wash of sound that quiets the mind and deepens the soul. This eternal shimmering becomes a companion, turning the quiet valley into a sanctuary of sound and motion. Far beneath the cool, dark soil, the true architecture of Pando spreads its hidden web. The ancient root system travels extensively, weaving a complex network that stabilizes the surrounding land and holds the hillsides in a gentle embrace. This unseen infrastructure allows the colony to expand its reach ever so slowly, drifting across the terrain like a whisper through time. Over centuries, it has crept softly over the earth, sending up new ramets as silent explorers into the sunlight. You might not see this slow voyage when you visit, but you can feel its weight, the sense of immense patience and enduring life moving just beneath your feet. This hidden journey is a reminder that the most profound growth often happens in the quiet dark, away from the hurried gaze of the world. Step into the grove and you are immediately greeted by air that feels different, cool, filtered, and alive. It carries the scent of damp earth and fresh greenery, an aroma that seems to cleanse the mind with every inhalation. Soft light filters down through the trembling canopy, casting gentle, shifting shadows that play upon the forest floor. These dappled patterns encourage a slow, meditative pace, as if the grove itself is asking you to linger and look deeper. Each step becomes a quiet ceremony, the rustle of leaves underfoot blending with the distant fluttering above. In this place, time stretches and softens, wrapping you in a cocoon of tranquility that lingers long after you leave. In the high, quiet places of the world, there lives a being of astonishing subtlety. It does not roar or race across the land, but instead waits, spreading beneath the soil in a slow, deliberate embrace. This is Pando, one of the oldest and largest living organisms on our planet. What you see above ground is a breathtaking forest of quaking aspen, their leaves shimmering gold and silver in the mountain breeze. But the true body of this creature lies hidden from view, a single, massive root system weaving through the dark earth like a net of quiet thoughts. It connects thousands upon thousands of trunks, all of them one, breathing together, trembling together, as if the whole hillside shares a single gentle heartbeat. You might walk among these trees and feel a sense of peaceful company, surrounded by what seems like a vast family of individuals. And yet, appearances here are a beautiful illusion. Every slender, white-barked stem you see is genetically identical, a perfect copy of a single ancestor. This is no ordinary grove. It is a clonal colony, one solitary, ancient individual that has simply chosen to wear many faces. Imagine your own hand, fingers reaching up from the earth, each one a tree clad in fluttering leaves, yet all fed by the same palm, the same life. The air rustles through leaves that share exactly the same DNA, and in that whisper, you might just catch the quiet truth that the entire landscape is, in essence, one giant, ageless being. This quiet giant resides in a sheltered valley in Utah, a place of soft, rolling terrain where the land itself seems to cradle the colony. Across 106 acres, the aspens rise and fall with the gentle swells of the earth, as natural as breath. This is a sanctuary, a pocket of calm where the seasons drift through like quiet guests, dressing the hills in pale green for spring and rich gold for autumn. Winter snows blanket the roots in a protective hush, while summer breezes play symphonies through the leaves. There is a feeling here of being held, of something vast and patient that has found the perfect protected place to simply be. When scientists try to grasp the age of this life, their minds drift back across unimaginable spans of time. The organism we see today may have begun its quiet journey tens of thousands of years ago, some theories whispering of a time as far back as 80,000 years. That means Pando was already ancient when the last ice age sculpted the very valley it now fills, already rooted deep, while human voices were first learning to name the stars. It has watched empires of ice advance and retreat, felt the slow, rhythmic pulse of climate shifts that we can only read about in the layers of ancient mud. To stand among these trembling leaves is to stand in the presence of a living memory that has witnessed the world change in circles too slow for us to ever truly comprehend. And then there is the hidden enormity of it, the sheer staggering weight of 6 million kilograms cradled by the dark earth. This immense biomass, equal to thousands of elephants, is quietly supported not by any display of brute strength, but by an invisible subterranean architecture. Most of the colony's power rests not in the sunlit trunks, but in the sprawling mansion of roots that anchors it to the planet. Imagine that weight, that presence held gently in the soil like a secret treasure, a quiet giant whose true scale remains forever veiled just beneath your feet. It is a humbling thought that the greatest strength so often chooses to remain unseen, content to let a few golden leaves dance in the light above. Beneath the soil, hidden from the sun, lies a delicate and floating network, a tapestry of roots that binds every tree in the Pando Colony together. Picture the gentle pulse of life flowing through these underground passages, a quiet and continuous exchange. Through this web, the trees share nutrients and water, a cooperative act that feels like a whispered secret among siblings. The stronger stems support the younger, more slender ones, ensuring that no part of this vast organism is left to struggle alone. It is a system built on collective strength, where the whole thrives by nurturing its individual parts, a silent symphony of subterranean generosity taking place right beneath our feet. Pando is known as a quaking aspen, a name that captures the essence of its living poetry. Even the lightest breeze sets the leaves into a soothing, rhythmic dance, a gentle shimmer that seems to breathe with the forest itself. This fluttering creates a sound that is both soft and melodic, like nature's own lullaby, filling the air with a sense of deep calm. As you listen, you might feel the valley settle into a slower rhythm, the world outside fading away. Each leaf is a tiny instrument, playing its part in a chorus that celebrates the simple, enduring peace of this ancient grove. There is an eternal patient power within Pando, a quiet resilience woven into its very being. Whenever an older stem begins to wither and fade, the colony responds with gentle determination, sending fresh young shoots from the same root system. This process is not a struggle, but a peaceful passing of the torch, a seamless and continuous renewal that has repeated for thousands of years. The life that ebbs away is never lost, but reshaped, rising again in a new form that carries the same ancient essence. It is a perpetual soothing cycle, where growth and rest intertwine, like the steady rhythm of a sleeping breath. When autumn arrives, Pando transforms into a breathtaking, synchronized masterpiece. The entire colony, a single genetic entity, shifts its colors in one magnificent wave. Imagine a sea of brilliant gold and warm amber flowing across the hillside without a single leaf out of step, a perfect unity of form. This seasonal change is not just visual, but emotional, a soft and luminous warmth that seems to embrace the entire valley. It is a gentle reminder of the harmony that lies within the natural world, a sweeping spectacle that feels both intimate and grand, like a cozy fire shared among countless identical but individual souls. To walk among these trees is to enter a sanctuary of filtered light. The canopy above forms a gentle living ceiling, its leaves crafting a soft mosaic of green and gold that dances quietly on the forest floor. The shadows are dappled and kind, moving in slow, dreamlike patterns that ease the mind into a state of quiet reflection. Every step feels hushed, as if the ground itself is carpeted with stories and time, inviting you to leave your worries outside. Within this world, the air feels cooler, the light softer, and your spirit may find itself cradled in a peace that is both ancient and perfectly new. Hey there, still awake. I hope you're drifting somewhere calm, perhaps in the gentle light of those Pando groves we just imagined. If you're still here, Let this be a soft reminder that there is always more to explore, but it can wait until you are ready. If you enjoyed this, a gentle like helps other night owls find their way here too. Deep beneath the soil of a quiet Utah valley, there rests a presence of unimaginable weight. It is one of the heaviest living things on our planet, a great life form with a mass of 6 million kilograms. This weight does not press down heavily, but is instead held gently across an invisible network of roots. Those roots drift like a quiet underwater current, holding the earth in a soft, steady embrace. If you were to stand among the trees, you would see a forest of 47,000 golden stems reaching toward the sky. They seem like separate beings, each one an individual reaching for light. But beneath your feet they are all one single being, a clone born from the same ancient blueprint. A singular root system weaves through the dark soil, connecting everything in a silent, hidden tapestry of life. This quiet colony has been here for a very long time, perhaps tens of thousands of years, reaching back to the age of ice. It has watched the world shift in a dream of slow motion, as glaciers retreated and seasons turned in endless patient circles. While empires rose and fell in the human world far away, this being simply remained, breathing through the centuries like a steady sleeping giant. The tree is a quaking aspen, a species known for its heart-shaped leaves that tremble in even the slightest breath of wind. When a soft breeze passes through the valley, every leaf begins to shimmer like 1,000 tiny bells made of light. That gentle motion creates a sound, a soft rustling whisper that seems to move through the whole colony at once. It is a soothing rhythm, a collective breath that calms the air and soothes the listening mind. This whisper is made possible by the roots, which work not just as anchors but as a shared circulatory network. Through this vast underground web, the trees send nourishment and warmth to one another, like a family quietly sharing what they have. Even the smallest, most fragile stem far from the center is never alone. It is nurtured and sustained by the whole. In this gentle way, the ancient colony teaches a quiet lesson about connection, about how strength can be shared, and how a life can be so heavy yet feel so light. Imagine a living tapestry, woven from a single thread of life. Pando, the trembling giant, is not a community of trees but one solitary organism. Every leaf in this vast colony is a genetic clone, carrying the exact same DNA sequence. It is a singular, harmonious identity, replicated thousands upon thousands of times across the rolling hills. When you look upon these shimmering leaves, you are seeing one being, a quiet and gentle soul mirrored in countless reflections. This unity creates a deep sense of peace, a whisper of oneness that settles over the land like a soft evening mist. Each leaf dances in the breeze, but they all move to the same silent rhythm, a family bound not just by root but by the very blueprint of their being. This ancient being rests in the high mountain valleys of Utah. The air here is crisp and clean, carrying the scent of pine and earth. Soft light filters through the canopy, casting a gentle glow on the forest floor. Pando dwells in a secluded sanctuary, far removed from the hurried pace of modern life. There are no bustling roads or ringing phones, only the quiet hum of nature. In this hidden valley, time seems to slow down, allowing the soul to breathe and find a moment of absolute stillness. It is a place preserved for dreams, where the world outside feels like a faint, distant memory. The mountains stand as silent guardians, cradling this sleeping giant in a pocket of eternal peace. Here, the days pass like clouds, soft and unhurried. Beneath the soil, an intricate network of roots spreads like a vast, quiet mind. From this underground web, new stems emerge with the gentlest of motions. These are called suckers, slender shoots that rise peacefully into the light. They carry the same ancient code, patiently expanding the colony's reach step by quiet step. Growth here is not a race but a meditation, a slow, rhythmic breathing over centuries. Over millennia, Pando wanders across the valley floor, inching forward like a slow green tide. This patient journey is a testament to a life that knows no urgency, only the peaceful unfolding of existence, one delicate shoot at a time. Each new stem is a whispered step in a dance that began thousands of years ago, a silent pilgrimage across the earth. As autumn arrives, the colony begins a breathtaking transformation. The leaves turn from their summer green to a sea of shimmering gold and warm amber. This change happens not tree by tree, but all at once in a beautiful unified chorus. The entire organism, this single living entity, prepares for a long, quiet winter sleep. It is a slow, graceful letting go, like a peaceful exhale before a deep slumber. The golden canopy becomes a soft, glowing blanket, catching the last of the year's light. In this seasonal ritual, there is a profound sense of rest, a promise of renewal waiting beneath the snow. The hillside glows with a gentle fire, not of destruction, but of quiet preparation, as the giant draws inward to dream through the cold months. The soft canopy of Pando creates a sheltered haven, a serene world beneath its boughs. Dappled sunlight dances on the forest floor, shifting with the breeze like slow, liquid light. Local wildlife finds refuge here, deer stepping softly and birds singing gentle lullabies. It is a place of profound stillness, where the mind can unwind and drift. The only sound is the whisper of golden leaves, a hushing lullaby that soothes the weary heart. This quiet sanctuary cradles every creature in a peaceful embrace, offering a moment of pure tranquility, a dream within a dream. In this haven, time is measured not in seconds, but in the gentle sway of branches and the quiet breath of the earth. It is a living lullaby, a restful pause in the song of the world. Close your eyes and settle into a peaceful stillness. Let your breathing slow and your thoughts soften like clouds drifting across a pale blue sky. Now imagine yourself in a high mountain valley in Utah. The air is thin and cool, carrying the faint, sweet scent of pine. Sunlight falls in gentle shafts through a canopy of trembling green leaves. Here, in the Fish Lake National Forest, a quiet miracle has been quietly unfolding for thousands of years. It looks like a forest, but it is something far more extraordinary, a single, ancient being. Pando is recognized as one of the world's largest living organisms. Across 106 acres of serene landscape, one life stretches beneath the soil. Every quaking aspen trunk you see rising from the earth is not a separate tree. It is part of a vast, interconnected individual, all sharing a hidden root system that weaves through the ground like a silent, living net. This single genetic being breathes and grows as one. It is a quiet giant resting just beneath the surface, dreaming in the cool, dark earth. Now, picture yourself walking softly among its trees. There are about 47,000 stems, each one elegant and pale. They might seem like a forest family, but they are something stranger and more beautiful. Every stem is a perfect genetic copy, a clone called a genet. So as you look out, every leaf and every branch is an identical twin. When a gentle wind stirs, the entire colony responds. Leaves shimmer and flutter in a synchronized harmony, as if the whole being is breathing together. It is a dance of identical life, a single body moving in a soft, unified dream. Scientists wonder about the age of this great being. Estimates suggest that Pando may be tens of thousands of years old. Some careful theories even say that the root system has been slowly, softly expanding for over 80,000 years. Imagine that span of time. This living thing has seen ice ages come and go, glaciers carving valleys, ancient animals wandering past, woolly mammoths, saber-toothed cats. It has held the memory of a world before human footsteps ever touched this soil. Pando is a living bridge, a quiet witness, a soft whisper from an ancient past that still breathes today. The name Pando comes from Latin, and it means "I spread," and that is the secret of its gentle endurance. The colony sends up new shoots from its hidden root network, allowing it to drift across the valley floor. It does this so slowly, so patiently, that you could watch for a lifetime and barely notice the movement. It floats, root by root, leaf by leaf, over centuries. It is a migration without hurry, a quiet progression, like breath moving through the earth, like a thought spreading through a tranquil mind. All of this happens in the serene, high-altitude air of Fish Lake National Forest, The mountains shelter this ancient life, holding it in a cool, crisp embrace. Soft woodland breezes rustle the leaves, and the atmosphere feels calm and protected. Here, Pando thrives in perfect peace, undisturbed by the rush of the outside world. As you rest, let your own mind settle into that same stillness. Feel the deep connection of roots beneath you, the slow rhythm of enduring time. Imagine the quiet strength of spreading softly, of living as one with everything around you. Let Pando's ancient, dreamy rhythm carry you deeper into a gentle, restful sleep. The quaking aspen earned its name from a gentle dance, a soft, ceaseless trembling of its heart-shaped leaves whenever the wind stirs. They shimmer like tiny silver coins, fluttering in a delicate rhythm that catches the light. This movement creates a sound, a hushed, shimmering whisper, almost like a distant melody. The tree does this not just for beauty, but to breathe deeply, to capture the sun's rays from every angle, and to keep the air flowing around its branches. And as you listen, the soft, melodic hum feels like nature's own lullaby, a calming song that invites the mind to slow and drift. Every flutter sends a ripple of tranquility through the air, a gentle reminder of the forest's slow, steady heartbeat. Because the entire colony shares one genetic code, it is remarkably resilient to the changes of the world. Think of it as a single, vast being, a forest that is all one. When a part of it faces a dry spell, or a chill, or a struggle, the living network beneath the soil stirs into quiet action. The roots gently guide water and nourishment from the stronger regions to the ones that need a little help. It is a slow, silent sharing, a peaceful redistribution of life, so that every stem may thrive. There is no rush, just a steady, caring pulse that moves through the earth. This hidden kindness keeps the whole colony in gentle balance, a quiet harmony of give and take. Beneath the surface lies a hidden marvel, a vast and intricate web of roots that anchors the colony to the earth. This subterranean network is a silent world of connection, where the trees hold hands beneath the soil in a deep, unseen embrace. Through this living lace, they speak to one another without a single sound, sharing water and wisdom, warning of pests, or simply feeling the presence of their kin. It is a cooperative dance of survival, a quiet community that has thrived for thousands of years. And all of this happens in the cool, dark stillness far from our eyes. It is a reminder that the most profound connections are often the ones we cannot see. When autumn arrives, the entire colony transforms into a sea of shimmering gold and warm amber. Because the trees are genetically identical, they often change color together, in a slow, synchronized wave that cascades across the hillside. One by one, the leaves catch the fading light, glowing like embers in a gentle fire. The landscape becomes a soft, luminous blanket, a farewell to summer that wraps the earth in quiet comfort. Walking through this golden light feels like stepping into a dream, where time slows and all is bathed in a warm, peaceful glow. It is a breathtaking symphony of color, played out in perfect unity. And as the leaves begin to fall, they dance to the ground with a soft, papery sigh. To walk through Pando is to step into a living cathedral. The silver-white trunks rise around you like pillars, and the emerald leaves form a high canopy that filters the sunlight into a soft, stained glass glow. The air is often still and quiet, as if the forest itself is holding its breath in reverence. All you can hear is the gentle whisper of leaves, a hushed murmur that seems to breathe with the earth. Here, you can feel a deep and timeless peace, a sense of belonging to something ancient and alive. You are drifting among the stems, each one a voice in a quiet choir, singing a song that has lasted for millennia. The world outside fades away, leaving only this gentle, sacred space. Deep in the heart of Utah, within the quiet embrace of Fish Lake National Forest, lies a being of immense and gentle weight. Pando, one of Earth's heaviest living organisms, carries a biomass of around 6,000 metric tons. It is not a single towering trunk, but a shimmering sea of quaking aspen trees, their leaves trembling in the softest breeze. This entire golden expanse, drifting across the landscape, is one singular entity, a profound and ancient life moving in unison beneath the sun, its presence a quiet monument to endurance, a living tapestry stitched together by time and root. To stand before it is to feel the weight of time itself, a quiet reminder of life's interconnectedness. When you gaze upon this forest, you might see 47,000 individual trees, each reaching for the light. But beneath the cool, dark earth, a different truth rests in silence. Pando is a single genetic clone, every one of those aspen stems connected by a vast and wandering root system. This hidden network stretches far and wide, a quiet web of life that binds the entire colony together. It is one being, expressing itself in a multitude of golden forms, all sharing the same deep pulse. The trees you see are but the notes of one endless gentle song. The roots weave a tapestry of silence, a foundation for the golden dance above. Time flows differently for a life so vast. The age of this living wonder is measured not in centuries, but in tens of thousands of years. Some whisper that it began its journey 80 millennia ago, when glaciers sculpted the land. Through the passing of ages, it has peacefully endured, watching seasons blend like watercolors on a canvas. Each year, it adds another ring to its quiet expansion, its golden reach slowly embracing the valley floor. A silent witness to the world's slow turning, it knows the long, slow rhythm of a planet breathing, a presence that has woven itself into the very soil. It has seen the slow march of shadows and light, a patient witness to the Earth's stories. The very name of this ancient being whispers its nature into the breeze. Pando, a word from Latin that softly translates to "I spread." This describes the gentle way the organism expands, sending out new shoots into the earth. Each new stem that rises is a perfect mirror of the one that came before, a reflection of itself across the valley. It is a slow, deliberate unfolding, like a thought taking form in the quiet of a daydream. This is not growth in the way we think, but a graceful reaching outward, an eternal moment of becoming. With each new shoot, it writes another line in a poem written across the land. In this vast and shimmering colony, there is a profound unity at the deepest level. Every leaf that catches the sunlight, every branch that cradles the moon, shares the exact same DNA. Pando is a massive, singular genetic individual, a single life dressed in 1,000,000 forms. Through its hidden subterranean network, nutrients and resources flow like quiet thoughts of nourishment. The colony does not merely survive, it shares its very essence, a silent act of collective dreaming beneath the soil. This biological harmony allows the entire being to move as one, a gentle giant resting in the land. There is no loneliness in this being, only a quiet, shared existence that hums through the soil. The quaking aspen carries a gentle secret in its leaves. On a warm summer day, when the breeze moves through the forest, every leaf begins to tremble in a soft, rhythmic dance. This shimmering movement is not just a sight to behold, it is a quiet symphony. The fluttering creates a peaceful, humming sound, like a whispered lullaby that drifts through the quiet corridors of the woods. It fills the air with a sense of calm, echoing softly among the trees, inviting all who listen to slow down and simply breathe. That murmur is the very breath of the colony, a hushed conversation with the wind. Beneath the soil, Pando is always moving, though so slowly that no single lifetime can witness the change. Over centuries, the root system gently drifts in one direction, like a tide that never sleeps, guided by some ancient wisdom. Older stems, having given their time to the sun, quietly fade away, becoming part of the forest floor. Meanwhile, in the path ahead, fresh new shoots rise with vibrant energy, reaching for the light with soft, pale leaves. This silent migration is a dance of renewal, a timeless rhythm where the colony lets go of what was to embrace what will be. It is a quiet strategy of survival, never hurried, just a gentle leaning toward the horizon. High above, the canopy of Pando weaves a delicate screen of leaves. When the sun shines through, the light is transformed. It filters down in soft golden rays, bathing the forest floor in a warm amber glow. It is not a harsh brightness, but a tender illumination, like the light of a late afternoon that lasts all day. In this gentle luminescence, a hidden world thrives. Small creatures find shelter among the ferns, and quiet mosses spread their velvet carpets over fallen logs. The stillness here is a sanctuary, a place protected by the soft light, where life moves at a slower, more peaceful pace. This amber light is the heart of the colony's embrace, holding all who dwell within it in a quiet, golden dream. At first glance, Pando appears to be an ordinary forest, a collection of many individual trees. But look deeper, beneath the fallen leaves and the soft earth, and you will find a singular truth. Pando is one living being, a clonal colony connected by a vast ancient root system. This hidden network is the true heart, a timeless anchor that remains steadfast while the trees above come and go. Stems rise toward the sun, live their graceful lives, and eventually return to the soil. Yet the root endures, undisturbed, a silent presence that witnesses centuries pass like gentle seasons. The forest you see is but the latest expression of this enduring, quiet life. When autumn arrives, Pando puts on its final display of the year. The leaves, once a shimmering green, turn to brilliant gold and soft yellow, so luminous it feels as though the entire colony is lit from within. It is not a blaze of fiery reds, but a warm, gentle glow, a sea of amber light that ripples softly in the cooling breeze. This transformation is a signal, a quiet message whispering through the branches. The golden leaves mark a time of rest to come. As they begin to drift down, the organism draws its energy inward, settling into a deep, peaceful slumber, preparing for the hush and stillness of winter's long embrace. You are still here, floating in the amber glow. Let the quiet rhythm of the aspen leaves carry you deeper. I will keep talking, but you can just rest. Deep in the quiet mountains of Utah, there lives a being of unimaginable weight and stillness. The Pando Colony is known as one of the heaviest living organisms on our planet, weighing an estimated 6,000 metric tons. This immense presence is not a forest of separate trees, but a single vast root system hidden beneath the soil. It breathes life into an entire grove of golden aspens, a quiet giant resting just out of sight. The weight of this ancient life is held not in wood alone, but in the silent earth where it dreams. To look at Pando, you might see thousands of individual trees shimmering in the light. But this is an illusion, a trick of the surface world. Every slender white trunk is a clone, a perfect echo of its neighbor, sharing the exact same genetic code. They are not a family of trees, but one single genetic individual, breathing as one entity across the hillside. Their leaves rustle as if in conversation, but the truth is deeper. They are all moments of the same life, stretching out to touch the sky. This gentle giant has been dreaming for a very long time. Some estimates say Pando is around 80,000 years old, and some theories whisper it may be even older still. It has drifted through countless seasons, silent and steady, as the millennia passed like slow clouds. It watched the world change, ice ages come and go, and still it remained, rooted in the quiet mountains. The grove holds the memories of an ancient earth in the hush between its leaves. Pando grows in a way that is soft and patient. It uses a method called a clonal colony, where the root system sends up new shoots from the soil. These slender green stems emerge like new thoughts, reaching for the sun while still connected to the one source below. This allows the entire colony to float across the landscape, slowly expanding its territory over thousands of years. It moves not with steps, but with the gentle push of life through the dark earth. Altogether, the colony covers about 106 acres of land. It creates a shimmering sea of green and gold that shifts with the breeze. In this peaceful expanse, the trees stand in a rhythmic, repeating pattern, a quiet mirroring of form. They are all held in a hidden, subterranean embrace, a single pulse of life flowing through root and stone, and in the quiet of the afternoon, you can almost feel that ancient heart beating softly beneath your feet. The name Pando comes from a Latin word, one that softly whispers, "I spread." It is a perfect description for this organism, a being that gently extends its reach across the earth without hurry or demand. This living entity is a testament to the quiet power of persistence and the profound beauty of slow, steady growth. Over countless seasons, it has woven itself into the mountain valley, moving deliberately beneath the soil, expanding inch by patient inch. There is no rush here, only the timeless rhythm of life unfolding in its own gentle way. In the hush of the forest, Pando teaches us that true strength often comes in the softest forms. Its presence is a lullaby of endurance, a reminder that even the smallest advances can shape a world over centuries. Since the entire colony is a single organism, all its leaves change color in a synchronized dance each autumn. The grove transforms into a soft, glowing blanket of yellow, shimmering in the cool mountain breeze. It is as if the forest takes a deep, collective sigh, releasing its green vitality into a golden slumber. This seasonal shift is not a display of force but a gentle yielding to the rhythms of nature. In the fading light, the quaking leaves hold the warmth of the sun, a final gift before winter's rest. The synchronized turning of the leaves is a quiet miracle, a reminder of the deep connections that bind this living being together. Watching this golden cascade is like witnessing a dream, where the entire forest breathes as one, softly and peacefully. Beneath the soil, the root system functions as a communal network, sharing water and nutrients between all the stems. This cooperative way of living ensures that even the smallest, most shaded shoots are nourished by the strength of the wider colony. It is a tender system of support, where no part is left to struggle alone in the shadows. Through this hidden web of connection, the entire organism thrives, sustaining itself with a quiet, mutual care. In this deep-rooted community, life flows gently from the strong to the gentle, endlessly giving. This communal spirit is a soft echo of kindness, written in the earth's silent language. It reminds us that we are never truly alone, that we are all part of something larger and more beautiful. Pando lives in the Fish Lake National Forest of Utah, nestled within a high mountain valley. The landscape around it is filled with a hushed stillness, where the only sound is the soft rustle of aspen leaves whispering in the wind. This sanctuary is cradled by rolling hills and open skies, a place where time seems to slow and deepen. In this quiet enclave, the air holds a crisp, clean scent, and the light filters through the trees in gentle, dappled patterns. It is a dreamscape, a realm where the world feels distant and peace is a tangible presence. Here, in the heart of the forest, the soul can simply rest, wrapped in the mountain's soft embrace. The silence is not empty but full, a living quiet that cradles every thought. The bark of Pando is smooth and pale white, reflecting the soft light of the moon and stars above. These slender ivory trunks stand like silent guardians, drifting together in a timeless, peaceful slumber. As dusk settles, the grove becomes a place of silver dreams, where the tree's surface glows with a cool, ethereal light. Each trunk seems to hold a quiet story, a memory of centuries past, wrapped in its delicate, powdery skin. Together they form a forest of light and shadow, a living poem etched against the deep night. In this moonlit stillness, Pando watches over the valley, a gentle sentinel of the mountains. Its pale beauty is a reflection of the stars themselves, a quiet connection to the universe above. Deep within the Fish Lake National Forest in Utah, there is a place of quiet wonder. It looks like an ordinary aspen forest at first, with tens of thousands of slender white trunks and leaves that tremble in the breeze. But beneath the soil, something incredible is happening. All 47,000 of those trees are not separate at all. They are connected by a single vast root system, a silent web that shares the same genetic identity. What seems like a forest is really one single living being, breathing softly together under the mountain sky. This gentle giant is called Pando, and it has been alive for an almost unimaginable stretch of time. Scientists believe its root system has been moving through the earth for around 80,000 years. Think of all the seasons that have passed over that quiet grove. Ice ages came and went, landscapes shifted, but Pando remained, a calm and constant presence in the high country. It has weathered countless years not with strength, but with a kind of patient stillness, drifting slowly through the soil while the world changed around it. The sheer size of this golden colony is hard to hold in the mind. It covers about 106 acres of peaceful, sun-dappled terrain. In autumn, that entire hillside shimmers with leaves of bright yellow, like a softly glowing light, and beneath that beauty is immense substance. Pando is one of the heaviest organisms on the planet, weighing an estimated 6 million kilograms. That is millions of pounds of living wood and leaf, all part of one continuous, gentle life, rooted in the cool earth. Every slender trunk you see is called a stem, and each stem is a perfect genetic copy of every other stem in the grove. They rise from the ground like quiet echoes of one another, identical and serene. This deep biological harmony means the whole colony can act as a single entity. It breathes, it grows, it pulses with life as one unified body. There is no competition here, only a soft mirroring, a community of self spreading across the landscape. The name Pando comes from Latin. It means "I spread," and that is exactly what this ancient being does. Beneath the forest floor, the root system reaches out with infinite patience, extending its quiet network a little further each year. It is a slow motion, barely perceptible, happening over thousands of years. In that cool, dark soil, the roots wander softly, touching new ground, creating new stems, continuing a long and tender story of growth that has no need to hurry. Imagine a vast forest where every tree is connected, not just by soil and sky, but by a single living root system that unites them all. This is the world of Pando, an ancient aspen colony that has stood in the Utah mountains for thousands of years. Here, the trees are known as quaking aspens, and the name comes from a delicate magic built into their leaves. Each leaf is set on a flat stem, so even the gentlest breath of wind sets them trembling. That soft movement creates a shimmer, a faint rustling that sounds like 1,000 whispered secrets floating through the mountain air, a sound so quiet you might miss it unless you are perfectly still. This grove holds a quiet wisdom about survival and renewal. The colony beneath your feet is ancient, yet always young. When an older stem fades away, the vast root network simply sends a new shoot upward from the dark earth. It is a gentle, constant cycle of rebirth that never really ends. You could stand here and feel the pulse of that timeless rhythm, the organism renewing itself without hurry or striving, simply being evergreen in a way that transcends any single trunk. There is a deep peace in knowing that this living creature has been mending itself, over and over, for countless seasons. Pando does not live alone. The colony exists in a delicate balance with the world around it, offering a warm and sheltered sanctuary for the creatures of the forest. Walk softly into the dappled light, and you might see deer drifting between the pale trunks, pausing to listen. Birds flutter through the golden canopy above, finding safety in the protective embrace of leaves and branches. Even the air within the grove feels different, wrapped in a living blanket woven from the shared root system below. It is a community in the truest sense, a place where life rests together. As the seasons turn, the leaves of Pando begin a slow, dreamy transformation. They shift through a spectrum of soft colors, from the bright greens of summer into brilliant, glowing gold. During the autumn months, the entire hillside seems to catch fire with a gentle, honey-hued light. Every leaf becomes a tiny lantern, painting the Utah landscape in tones of warmth that invite stillness. There is nothing harsh about this change. It is simply the grove settling into its most radiant dream, and you are invited to simply breathe and watch the colors drift around you. Walking through the Pando Grove feels like stepping into a natural cathedral, one built not of stone but of living wood and filtered light. The air is cool and calm on your skin. Sunlight slips softly through the dancing leaves above, creating a slow, rhythmic pattern of shadow and glow. The branches sway in an easy, hypnotic motion, a gentle lullaby for the mind. Every breath you take here seems deeper, every thought slower. It is a place perfectly made for letting go, for drifting away on the rustling breeze into a deep and restorative sleep, held safely in the heart of this ancient, breathing world. In the quiet heart of Utah, Pando stands as a single living entity. You might see a forest of individual aspens, their white bark catching the light like silent sentinels. But beneath your feet, a vast root system connects everyone. It is all the same organism, breathing together in the stillness. Feel the deep hum of the earth, a low vibration that hums through the soil. Each tree is a clone, a perfect echo of the original, reaching for the sky in identical grace. Through the warm, dark soil, roots sprawl like ancient veins, sending life to every quaking leaf. In the soft mountain breeze, they tremble as one, a shimmering whisper across the hillside. Pando drifts through centuries, a whisper from a time long past. Its roots have flourished for tens of thousands of years, spreading through the soil like a slow, silent thought. It slowly expands, a patient presence in the peaceful landscape, always reaching a little further. Imagine the centuries it has breathed with the mountain winds, the storms and sun that have passed over. The root system, ancient and wise, has survived ice and fire, holding the earth in a timeless embrace. It spreads through the soil, a slow, relentless pulse, always reaching a little further into the quiet forest, a living memory of the world. This ancient being is not just vast in years, but in mass. It weighs an estimated 6,000 metric tons, a great weight pressing into the earth, as if the land itself is cradling a sleeping giant. This creates a silent, grounding energy within the soil of Fish Lake National Forest, a steady presence that soothes the mind. Every trunk, every leaf, adds to this immense presence, a quiet accumulation of centuries. Feel the gravity of its being, a soothing pressure that holds the landscape still, like a deep breath held by the earth. In the hush of the forest, this weight translates into a profound peace, a sense of being anchored in the now. Every part of it is identical, a chorus of one voice. Every trembling leaf is a perfect copy, a clone of the first seedling, each one a whisper from the same source. The entire colony is genetically uniform, a soft sea of green that stretches into the horizon. Watch them sway in harmony with the mountain breeze, a synchronized dance of light and shadow, like nature's silent lullaby. Feel the repetition in the air, the pattern of life echoing through every branch. Each branch mirrors another, creating a sense of deep, restful order, as if the forest is breathing in unison. In the soft wind, the forest breathes as one, a gentle pulse from the earth, a calming wave of green. The name Pando is Latin for I spread, a whisper of its ancient mission, a promise kept over millennia. It gently extends its roots through the earth, a slow expansion over centuries, feeling its way through the dark, warm soil. This patient growth feels like a quiet promise, a steady reaching into the deep earth, as if it is always searching for something just beyond reach. Imagine the roots inching forward, feeling their way through the warm ground, a silent journey beneath your feet. There is no hurry here, only the deep, still rhythm of life, a tempo set by the earth itself. Each new shoot is a note in a song that has been playing for millennia, a hymn of patience and peace. Let this whisper be the last thing you hear, a soft reminder of life's slow, enduring beauty. Each single trunk, called a ramet, rises from the shared root system. It is a quiet breath emerging from the deep, dark soil. The roots are a vast, hidden web, stretching far below the earth. They connect the colony in a silent, steady bond. While the individual stems age, their bark growing rough and silver, the collective organism never fades. It renews itself continuously, a soft pulse of life in the still forest. This cycle is timeless, like a gentle murmur that echoes through the ground, a warm, eternal breath that keeps the colony alive. You can feel the deep earth breathing, steady and calm. It is a sanctuary of quiet renewal, soft as a whispered secret. During the autumn months, Pando transforms into a shimmering golden sanctuary. The leaves turn a warm, glowing yellow, filtering the sunlight into a golden haze. This soft canopy drifts above, a gentle ceiling of light and color. The air feels thick with honeyed warmth, quiet and still. Each leaf flutters, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor. The light is so soft, it seems to embrace you, holding you in a warm glow. It is a place of profound peace, where the world fades into a golden dream. The trees stand like guardians of an ancient, luminous realm. The entire forest glows with a quiet, inner fire. It is a vision of peace, eternal and serene. The quaking aspen gets its name from the gentle way its leaves flutter in the wind. This creates a soothing, rhythmic sound, similar to a distant whisper echoing through the valley. The leaves tremble with each passing breeze, a soft, rustling music. It is a sound that calms the mind, like waves on a still shore. You can listen to it and drift, letting the whisper carry you into a deep, serene sleep. The rhythm is endless, a gentle heartbeat of the forest. It speaks of ancient times, of quiet wisdom held in the leaves, a murmuring lullaby that rocks the soul. This sound is the breath of the forest, a gentle sigh of peace. It fills the valley with a deep, soothing hush. Because the colony shares a single root system, nutrients and water float effortlessly between the trees. This cooperative connection ensures that the colony remains resilient and nourished in the quiet stillness of the forest. The roots channel life like veins, deep in the dark earth. This sharing is silent, a constant, gentle flow. It keeps every stem fed, every leaf bright. Even in the hush of the woods, there is a hidden strength, a vast nurturing net. The trees support each other, a family rooted in deep time. Their bond is unbreakable, a soft, enduring pulse of life. This unseen network is the heart of the forest, beating in profound stillness. It is a silent promise of resilience, deep and eternal. The environment surrounding Pando is a sanctuary of soft light and muted colors. It is a place where the earth feels deep and steady, inviting a sense of profound peace and drifting calm. The light filters through the golden leaves, painting the ground in warm, dappled hues. The air is still, filled with a quiet, gentle hush. You can feel the steadiness of the soil beneath you, ancient and unmoving. This is a realm for rest, for letting go of worry. The calm seeps into your bones, a soft, enveloping blanket. It is a place where time slows down, and you can simply be, held in the deep, silent embrace of the woods. A sanctuary of the soul, where you can rest forever, soft and deep, eternally calm. Close your eyes and feel the deep weight of Pando. 6 million kilograms of living stillness, resting in the soft earth. Beneath the soil, a vast network of roots connects thousands of trees, each one a whisper of the others, sharing a single hidden pulse. A connection so deep it hums in the quiet, a low thrum of ancient life. You can almost sense the immense mass, a warm pressure in the dark soil, like a heartbeat slowed to a whisper. The ground is warm there, deep with age, holding this massive life in a gentle cradle. It is like a creature so heavy it has sunk into the quiet, becoming one with the land, a breath held in the darkness. But look at what rises above, the golden leaves trembling in the light. They appear as solitary dancers, yet they are one. Pando is not a forest of individuals but a single clonal colony, drifting through the ages. It is a stillness that moves, a deep quiet that has seen the sun rise and set countless times. Every slender branch, every fluttering leaf, belongs to that same ancient body. It has moved through time, still and silent, like a sigh held under the wide sky. A singular organism, vast and deep, its roots weaving a hidden tapestry of life. A tapestry woven in the dark, unseen, but felt in every rustling leaf. Time folds softly around this being. It may be tens of thousands of years old, born in the chill of the last ice age. The cold memory of that frozen era still lives in its sap. Imagine the cold breath of that ancient time, still echoing in the roots. It has watched the world reshape itself, mountains rising and falling, forests coming and going. All while standing still, a silent witness to the slow, deep dance of the land. The ages drift by like clouds, and Pando remains, rooted in that same soft soil. The centuries seep into it, making the earth soft and dark. Spread across 106 acres of Utah's peaceful national forest, Pando breathes in the mountain air. It creates a shimmering sea of greenery, rippling gently in the breeze. Each leaf catches the light, like a soft whisper of color across the valley. The land holds it in a warm, tranquil embrace, a vast pool of life, still and serene. It is a place where time doesn't flow but pools, deep and calm, reflecting the sky. The green is so deep it feels like you could sink into it, like a dream. A soft haze of green, infinite and calm. The mountain breeze moves through the leaves, a quiet song that has played for millennia. Every tree here is a genetic twin. They share the exact same DNA, a perfect mirror of one another. Standing in quiet harmony, they fill the valley with their reflection. One life, multiplied into many forms, all reaching for the same light. They are echoes of a single voice, a soft melody played on infinite instruments. Their branches reach out in unison. Let your breathing slow as we wander into the ancient stillness of Pando. Feel the deep, dark soil beneath you, where a hidden highway lies waiting. The roots of the colony stretch out like quiet veins, soft and vast, carrying water and nourishment to every distant reach. This subterranean web is a silent river of life, flowing deep and steady, ensuring the organism endures even when the surface world is harsh and thin. It is a bond woven in shadow, a promise of survival whispered from root to root. In this hidden realm, the colony breathes as one, drawing strength from the ancient ground, a gift of sharing that never sleeps. Now, lift your gaze to the autumn sky as the colony transforms into gold. The leaves and branches shift in a synchronized dance, amber and warm honey glowing from within. A soft, radiant canopy stretches overhead, a blanket of light that settles onto the forest floor with gentle grace. The air grows thick with a golden haze, wrapping you in comfort that feels almost tangible. It is a moment of unity, where the entire forest holds its breath in a single, shimmering hue, a quiet hymn to the turning season. Let this warm glow wash over you, soothing your spirit into a deep and peaceful rest. Beneath this glow, new life stirs from the dark soil. Soft shoots, called ramets, push toward the light with tender determination. These beginnings grow slowly, reaching up to become towering trunks that drift the colony ever outward. It is a patient migration, a gentle unfolding across the landscape, year by year. Each new tree extends the reach of the ancient one, a quiet claim staked in green and wood. The process is like a dream, slow and inevitable, as the colony breathes its way deeper into the wild. Feel the soft, persistent pulse of growth, a rhythm as old as the earth itself. Listen now to the leaves, to the secret sound they carry. The quaking of Pando is a gentle rustle, born from flattened stems that stir in the softest wind. This soothing rhythm mimics a distant river, flowing calm and continuous, a lullaby that wraps around you. It is the voice of the colony, a whisper of leaves that fills the air with a peace that sinks into your bones. Let it carry you to a place of stillness, where only the soft, steady murmur remains. Close your eyes and drift, suspended in this sonic embrace, a comfort that cradles the weary soul. Step deeper now into the sheltered heart of the colony. The air here is still and protective, held close by a dense canopy of genetically identical branches. Time lingers like a warm, slow mist, enveloping you in a profound stillness. It is a sacred space, a living cathedral where the world outside fades into a hushed memory. The passage of moments feels elongated, each second a soft, lingering breath. In this sanctuary, you are truly held, cradled by the ancient arms of a single, vast life. Let the calm seep in and rest. Here, peace is not a concept, but a living presence, soft and absolute. And so, within this ancient colony, you find a deep and lasting quiet. The hidden roots, the golden light, the slow growth, the whispering leaves, the still air, they are all one life, holding you in a soft and peaceful embrace. This is the gift of the old forest, a lullaby of roots and leaves, a whisper of enduring life. Drift away and let yourself be carried into the deep, restorative sleep of the wild. Let go of your thoughts, surrender to the calm, and sleep now, wrapped in the quiet of Pando. Beneath the rustling leaves, an ancient pulse moves through roots that know the taste of 80,000 winters. Each stands as a silent sentinel holding the memory of ice and sun within a lattice of living light. Every trembling leaf shares a single heartbeat, a golden chorus fed by veins of earth and water unseen. 6 million pounds of stillness rests upon the soil, a peaceful giant dreaming in the hush of the forest. From a single spark of life, it whispers outward, each tender shoot a quiet echo of an endless beginning. The leaves quiver in the unseen breeze, a shimmering murmur that seems to sing the mountain air into a gentle sleep. A forest of echoes, every trunk a genetic whisper, a serene reflection of itself in an endless sibling grove. Beneath the earth, a patient current of life flows through unseen veins, a quiet promise to survive the long winters and golden summers. The aspen's canopy offers a tranquil shelter where dappled light drifts like a lazy dream across the forest's breathing floor. Walking here is a step into eternity, where the cool air stills the mind and the earth beats a slow, ancient rhythm. And so your journey through the whispering grove of Pando comes to a close. Your mind has rested among the shimmering leaves and patient roots, and now it is time to let go. If this silent sanctuary helped you drift away, perhaps leave a gentle like, and know that I will be here, a quiet voice in the night, whenever you need to return. Good night, sleep deep, and may the aspen's timeless breath carry you through the darkness into a peaceful dawn. Rest now, everything is exactly as it should be.